Hello, folks. Dave here again. Today I am streaming, or I guess tonight, this morning. I guess it differs depending on what time zone you're in. I am going to be streaming some more Dark Alliance. So this is going to be the second stream where I've actually been doing commentary. I did do sort of a test stream when I first got my Series X and when this first released, which I did upload to YouTube. I'm going to be uploading this episode as well, or this stream, I guess I should say, as well. I didn't actually upload the previous one where I was doing commentary, just because I played through the same levels and didn't really make it any further, or very, very little extra progress from that one. So, this one's going to go up. And yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the game in general. Like I said, I did that in the previous one, but we're going to sort of touch base on a little bit of that as well. I am playing as Dritz here. So in the original stream, I did try to play as Wolfgar. I wanted to try one of the other characters. Now this was a game built for multiplayer. So certain characters would obviously work better in they would work better in like a multiplayer game than others. And Wolfgar was someone who he hits like a ton of bricks, like he hits super hard, but his attacks are so slow that it really left me open for a lot of damage. And so I decided to go back to Dritz. He's a little bit faster, both in terms of speed and movement, as well as in combat. So we're just going to unlock a couple of things here. Some Alchemist Fire and some Stamina Potions. I don't think I've actually used the Stamina Potions or any of that stuff too much, but just in case, it's always good to have. And I'm going to upgrade the Health Potions here. So they do a little bit of extra healing. So when I last left off with this stream, I've been playing a little bit ahead in my own personal time, but when we left the stream last, we were on the Companions of Icewind Dale, and we had completed Acts 1 and 2. So today we're going to complete Act 3, and we're going to do at least one act of the Goblin Shard. Maybe two. We'll sort of see how things go. So let's get into Companions of Icewind Dale, and we're looking at Bangor Span.
But an advanced force of legions on approach along Bangor's span, the lone gateway to the Underdark. Dwarven sappers had collapsed bridges and tunnels all across their domain, but they had been unable to reach the span. It was up to us. Destroy Bangor's span, and that Duergar army would be safely stranded in the Underdark. But we would first have to face the elite force of Duergar holding the span's entry.
All right, so I'm going to select the act. I was a little too quick on the draw there, so I just got to... Okay, yeah. I just want to check the difficulty. I'm not a pro gamer or anything. The lowest difficulty is good enough for me. I did try playing some of it on like the next step up, but that next step up was like a huge spike. So I feel like the lowest setting is fine for single player, but if you go up any higher, that seems like it's like the multiplayer difficulty. So let's go right into it, shall we? Can't remember if there's a cutscene to this one or not. We'll have to have a look here. If there is, I'll try to shut up. Nope, okay, we're good. Alright, so the third act is usually where you fight one of like the larger bosses. So as you can see, there's no secondary, like in the top left-hand corner. It says main objective, and then there's usually some secondary objectives. So this one...
Bangor's span must be destroyed. This will be a dark day for Brunar.
So this one just has the main quest. So I can't remember if you get like an optional one as you go through. I also got to sort of reacquaint myself with the controls. It's been a few days since the last time I played it, but I think we got everything. So yeah, here we go. So in case you didn't see the first stream, I sort of gave my thoughts on this game, and I compared it to like my opinions to what I saw with like the I think it was IGN's review. So I'll touch a little bit about on that some of that stuff here, just because. Just in case people didn't see the first stream there, I did stream it on an off day, like it wasn't part of the schedule. Whoops, let's get out of the blast radius there. It wasn't on the schedule, and so it was sort of like a last minute thing. So I don't think too many people saw that one, but that's fine. Like I said, this one for sure is going to get uploaded to YouTube, so people can check that out. And because I'm not uploading the first one, because I don't want to be redundant. Then I will, like I said, just sort of share my thoughts here. So this game has got a lot of negative reviews, and they don't seem to mirror the experiences that I've personally had with the game. Like there were some complaints that were raised in there, which they're valid for, obviously, for people to have those expectations. My expectations going into this game were super low. And like I said in the first video, I compare this to I compare this to D&D Daggerdale. So any game that comes out with the D&D license for like the home consoles, if it's better than Daggerdale, then I'm happy, right? Because Daggerdale was a game that I was super excited about. It came out on like 360, PS3. It was digital only. Like I don't think there was ever a physical version of it. But I was super excited for that game, and I was really let down when it came out. So, so it's sort of the measuring stick that I use. Like, yeah, like this game might be rough around the edges, but it's not Daggerdale bad, right? So that's sort of my opinion. But I was talking to a friend of mine, well, this past weekend when I was running a D&D game that he was a part of. And he's tried this game as well, and he complained about a lot of bugs too, which, again, I found... I'm not going to say I found like it to be unusual, because, I definitely don't doubt him. He's a very straightforward, honest, and great guy. But it turns out he was playing it on the Xbox One. And he suspects, and we sort of, it definitely makes sense. We sort of came to a little bit of an agreement. Oh, we got these guys. These guys were painful in the higher difficulty. But basically, we were sort of looking at it like, okay, anyone that says that the AI doesn't attack aggressively obviously hasn't played it. Because they all came at me at the same time. Yeah, we were sort of talking about it because I'm playing this on the Series X, which is the newest console generation, and the Xbox One is the previous one. And it might be a situation, and this does make sense. Like, it was something I have to admit I hadn't really considered, but. He had sort of mentioned that, the game is probably optimized for the newer systems. Like, they're the ones that, like, the specs that the, like, PS5 and Series X have is probably what they were aiming for when they were designing the game, and then they sort of downported it to the Xbox One and the PS4, which is something like I always considered like a lot of newer games to sort of be the opposite, where they are really designed for like the PS4 and the Xbox One, because the newer systems like the Series X and PS5 are very difficult to come by. In fact, it's honestly kind of a miracle that that I even have one. I'm fine with that. Like, I lucked out, and I'm definitely not upset with that. But yeah, so a lot of the current games that are in development are usually being developed for the last gen, and just have like some upgrades or like some slight optimization patches or stuff that they can apply. But this one might be a little bit different because, like I said, he was saying it was a very buggy experience for him, and I never had that happen. So it might be the equivalent of running like, I guess like for PC games as an example, it might be the equivalent of running a game on the minimum settings or near minimum settings versus running the game on like recommended or max settings. So that may be why I'm not encountering like a lot of the bugs. And you know, thinking about doing like the Dragon Age series, for example, I remember Dragon Age Inquisition had some issues with bugs on the 360 version, but playing it on the Series X, which is basically the Xbox One version, it runs like so much smoother. So you know, that could be the case. So and if that is the case, then definitely. Oops, more of these guys. So these are like, I think these are like cultists of Levistus. The Devil Lord, the Archdevil, frozen, frozen in ice. And was it Stygia? I think that's the level of the 9 hells. So again, all I can really do is relate my own personal experiences. In my own personal experiences, I've been having a really good time playing this game. You know, I wasn't expecting a lot out of it when it first released, and I wasn't disappointed. Right, like you know, I was expecting almost nothing, and I've been pleasantly surprised with my own personal experiences with the game. So let's drink a potion, take that short rest. It is still super warm here in, I'm not going to say Nova Scotia, but definitely in our apartment. So outside it says the temperature is only like 17 degrees, but inside it's probably closer to 27 degrees. And because I don't want the air conditioner on and, you know, being right like 5 feet, 10 feet from where I'm sitting, more like 5 feet from where I'm sitting, I don't want it interfering with the stream, so it is a little warm. However, I do have a can of my favorite adult beverage, so I'm going to take some odd drinks of that. In fact, before I get too deep here, whoops, what? I'm going to take a quick sip right now, so just bear with me. I got to keep myself cool after all. It's nice and refreshing. So there's gonna be some more cultists pop up here. Whoop. Yeah, and these guys are super aggressive, as you can see. So, whoa! No. Okay, I fell in the lava. That's fine though. You lose a little bit of health, and then it like instantly puts you back on a safe footing. So yeah, those guys on like the next difficulty level up, the damage they do is like way higher. I actually ended up dying like 4 times trying to fight them. So, like I said, for a solo run, without any backup, without any other player to help deal damage out, I'm going to be sticking to the lowest difficulty setting, because anything else becomes very difficult. Which is one thing that I will say is sort of, I would say, to be fair, it's sort of a negative about the game, is that it feels like the difficulty curve goes straight up after you choose the first, anything after the lowest difficulty setting. So I'm not super keen on ever really trying it on the highest difficulty. I'm not a fan of putting myself through stuff like that. Like, I just want to play games to have fun. Some people enjoy playing games on max difficulty and the frustration that comes with that, and I get it, but that's just not for me. I just want to have a good time. I'm going to take this potion preemptively. This guy is going to be a bit of a challenge. I should, well, if he hits me, it's gonna be rough. See, he has like... Oh, I guess I didn't do too bad. That worked out pretty well, actually. Okay, that might be a little bit of a bug. But the bodies disappear very quickly. And to be fair, a lot of like modern AAA games have the same thing. Like Skyrim, for example. I was playing a little bit of Skyrim on the Xbox through Game Pass, and oops, I guess I was too close. And that's like you see a lot of like wonky stuff happening in that one, even still. Alright, and jump. So places that you can jump to usually have some sort of marker, like those red banners. Whoops. Gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Some places don't have her. So like, for example, here you can jump, and then you can jump up there. But that's unmarked because there's actually a secret up here. So you can get these exploding barrels. So the one that you got from the boss, I think there's spots where it's required for progression, but there's one where it's going to be optional. Like the previous one that we had was optional. Yeah, that's probably true. Now, I am hoping that I will be able to finish the game single player. Because I have heard that some of the bosses are ridiculously difficult. Alright, jeez. I do like that cloud of daggers. Alright, yep, we're going to take that rest. So, as you're going through, like, the levels, there are certain points, like, they're fixed, right? They're always the same places. Having played through this level a couple of times, I can definitely verify that they're, like, set places, but there are spots where you can get the option to take a short rest. So if you take a short rest, you get all of your consumables back. I believe it also heals you to full, but I do typically like drink potions. Oops, I missed some treasure back there, so I'm gonna go get that. I do usually drink potions first, heal up to full, and then take the rest. Oops, come on now. But taking the rest, if you do so, it also gives you a respawn point. So if you do die, you'll restart from the last place that you rested at. What's kind of neat, actually, the thing I kind of like about the way that they do it, is it reminds me very much of Shovel Knight. Because you can choose not to take the rest, and if you do that, you can basically, you can basically increase the, I guess the types of treasure you find. Like, there are categories of, like, you know, common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary, I think, are the categories. So if you don't take a rest, then the treasure that you can find following will be sort of like a higher, potentially a higher tier. But I like the safety of the checkpoints. But it is cool. So it's sort of like a risk-reward system, and I think that that's kind of neat. So it's a pretty cool inclusion. And again, I also do love the graphics, like the level design. I think is really nice. I mean, one of the complaints was that a lot of levels look the same, and you know, that is fair, but at the same time, it's all taking place sort of within the mountains in Icewind Dale, so it's just taking place in the same area. So yeah, things are going to look the same because it's the same place. You know, there might be a couple of miles between them, but we've had things like, you know, mushroom grottos, and God, those guys are annoying. So you've had like mushroom grottos, you've had ruins, you've had I think there's some outdoor environments coming up, I should say. God. can definitely get stun locked in this game.
Defend these lands.
And these guys love to stun lock. So let's just do that now. Alright. Okay, another rest. Alright, let's test to see if you actually do regain your health. And while I do that, I'm just going to take another drink of my cold beverage. Alright, yeah, so you do gain full health. So you don't actually have to drink your potions at a time, but I just want to... Oh, I always prefer to be careful. That's something I can interact with. So you can also see, like, the wall to the left there, up ahead, has, like, you know, red paint and stuff on it. So, again, they usually use red to indicate that you can interact with stuff. Oops. Wasn't quite fast enough, but that's fine. And just smash these because it's fun. Alright. You gotta be careful with that time. Oh, okay. That's my fault. I really should have expected that. But we're okay. We're fine. Alright, looks like we still have like a fire meter on us. Are we taking damage, or maybe it's just a temperature thing? I don't know. If there are certain environmental things you can interact with as well that you'll require certain things like warmth or things along those lines. Let's check out this lever and see what we've got. Ooh, okay. First, we got some stuff for smashing. When you guys, so for people watching this either on Twitch as we're doing it, later on when you can sort of watch it on demand, or when I upload this to YouTube, when you play these kinds of like action RPGs, like you know the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games, or you know just these sort of like these action RPGs. If you know something's smashable, do you like always try to smash everything that you can? Even if you know you're probably not going to get anything out of it more than just a few gold. Oh, cutscene. I'll be quiet.
Come on, Castle. You held the shard in your hand.
Kelvin! It fell on Kelvin's cairn!
Where?
I don't know!
Useless.
They're coming. Then we hold.
So that was ominous, but I think we're actually at the end of this particular section. So here we've got the bosses. So we're going to unleash a couple things. We're going to summon Guinevere, and we are going to have our Cloud of Daggers. So we're going to make like absolute immediate work of that guy. And all we really need to do is defeat the boss. But it's going to be difficult if we still got these guys bugging us, so we'll do what we can there. That guy has like an extra health bar. I guess it must be like just his tough defense. Back at her. And these Dwargar crossbowmen. They're interesting. So, like, the Goblin archers will just fire... Like, they'll do, like, a rain of arrows. Or they'll fire, like, just an individual arrow. Holy crap, I am dying. I gotta pay attention. I will say, playing this game on stream... Oh, no. No, you're not getting your shield back. Playing games like this on stream and doing commentary definitely is... If I can just finish them off, then we'll finish the stage. There we go. Oh, another cutscene.
The Shard is calling, and the worthy will answer. They hear the call.
Bruner's home was a ruin, and the destruction of Bangor's span, the bridge named for his father, its loss was a heavy burden. The dwarves had to abandon their valley, chased from their homes by the goblin and verbeeg remnants of Kessel's armies. These threats and worse had answered the call of Kryn Shinabon. And we were the only thing that stood between these creatures, the Shard, and the utter destruction of our home.
Alright, so that is the end of that act. So pretty cool. So that was Aker Kessel. He was the antagonist in the Crystal Shard, which was the first ever Legend of Drizzt novel. Not in the chronology, in terms of, like, you know, the earliest point in the story to the most recent, but it was the first novel that R.A. Salvatore wrote, and then he did, it was Streams of Silver, and then I think it was the Halfling's Gem, and then he went back and did the Dark Elf trilogy, I think it was called, and that's the one where it was like Homeland, Sojourn, and Exile, which were all really, really good books. The Homeland, Exile, and Sojourn are among my favorite Drizzt novels. My absolute favorite Drizzt novels were actually the Sellsword trilogy of novels, which I have just as one collected. It's just one collected book. Then that follows Jarlaxle and Artemis on Triri, and that was an awesome. Those were awesome books. Like, I just always loved their dynamic. But the Dark Elf trilogy, I think it was called the Dark Elf trilogy, was also really, really good. All right, so we got our reward chest. Just gonna reveal all the loot. So we're looking for some set pieces here. So the Warden of Myliki. We're gonna take that. The Myliki stuff is sort of what I'm looking for, because if you get multiple pieces, where are we here? There, whoop, you actually get hit point regeneration. So that's what we're going for. So I want to see. Just want to make sure. Okay. Just Just want to make sure I got everything. Oh, we got to level up. So again, yeah, these stats are nothing like the actual D&D role-playing game. I get that, but, you know, it's... these hack-and-slash games have never held true to the D&D rules. So I'm not really going to hold that against it. No, I don't have the cloak. Oh, I don't have... Whoops, I don't have... Come on now. I know how to navigate menus. I don't think I have any of the Myleaky equipment here. The other playthrough that I'm doing... I actually have quite a bit of it. I think I've got like 6 pieces, so I get some pretty decent health regeneration. That's kind of wanted to go with that one. Acid resistance... Well, let's go with the lightning. No, that's down to... Yeah, no, this one's just much better, but I will do some upgrades here. Nothing there. And nothing there. Alright. So we're going to go talk to the merchant. We're going to do some upgrades.
You know I got what you're looking for.
So one of the things you can do with all of your equipment, whoops, we want the one that I'm wearing, is that you can upgrade it. So right now we have an armor of 8. This is like just a level 1. This is like the base armor. Gives you a plus 7% maximum hit point bonus. But you can see it tells you what happens if you increase it. So let's go ahead and do that. So it went from plus 7% to plus 9%. And it's only 300. We have 10,000 gold, so we're going to upgrade that again. And then our scimitar is maxed. Our ranger's helm. Which one are we currently wearing? We're currently wearing that one. Armor of 8, but no abilities. So this one gives us abilities. So we're just going to upgrade this one.
Thank me later.
And I am going to switch over to it. And then the necklace, plus 2 ultimate charge bonus. Okay, so yeah, let's upgrade that as well. And then, oh, I don't have enough crystals. However, you can upgrade your crystals as well. So, we are going to do that. There we go. And we're going to upgrade that one more time. And I think that's good for now. Actually, let's check the... which one I'm still wearing these ones. So I can upgrade those. We're not going to go any higher, though, because I don't have the... what's that? Like the epic crystals. So we're gonna stop there. But we're still looking pretty good. So over here we have our trophies. So when you beat like major bosses, you can sort of see them here. Okay, there is a way to switch them, I think, but I just can't. I just can't do it here because the menus, I think, is covered over by my Twitch bar information, but that's fine. Those are the ones that we just beat anyway, so those are the ones that we're most concerned with. So, next, we are going to go through the Goblin Shard. So, I'm just basically going to go through in the same order that I've been doing before. So, Goblin Shard, then we're going to do the Verbeeg Jamboree, and then finally... well, not finally, but then next, we'll do the Order of the One Light. So these are the cultists. Those are the ones that just stole the body of Acker Kessel. So we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them third. So we're going to select the Goblin Shard Act One.
Goblins had begun constructing a tower to secure their foothold in Bruner's home, and had spread out from that stronghold into the Dwarven Valley. The first step to clear out the goblins was breaking into the goblin fort guarding the entrance to Rugrib's quarter. We would have to recover explosives to blow our way through their fortifications, and then take out the foreman and his Verbeeg enforcer.
Alright, so we're going to select that. We're going to do Adventurer. Because like I said, the difficulty does kind of spike when you go to the next level.
1, 2, 3. What?
Again, being a game meant primarily for multiplayer, it makes sense, I guess. And we're going to have another cutscene here, so we'll enjoy that together. While I take another drink. Gotta stay hydrated, cool, just gotta stay cool.
Hey! I need that! I'm on break! Cowboy! More planes! Right here! Where are you going with that? Put that over there! Move your sucker! Move your own sucker, Bofa Shuck! Hey! Get that out! I said there! Not here! There! Come on, Tommy! Not that! Not that! Not there! There! Butternut! All right! Out of the way, grub! Move, boy! This is heavy! You're in my way, Boffa. Don't just stand there! Move it! Move it! It's not my fault, this They need that below gutter!
Meat's dropping from the sky, boys! Gob kebab. Still
Seems like some
bloody.
unsafe working conditions.
That's lunch!
To work, Cottonat!
Alright, so I think this act has a pretty decent length to it, if I recall correctly. And I want to make sure that I find... so one of the optional quests in this stage is to that foreman, basically the screechy, annoying, complainy goblin. You can actually find him and kill him. So we're gonna do that. Oh, come on, up there. There we go. You get poisoned if you stay in there too long. And there's a few seconds actually after those things, so you can sort of see there was a bit of a mist kind of hanging in the air for a second. You can still get poisoned by that. So we want to avoid that if we can. But if we jump down and just do that, we should be fine. With Dritz anyway, like Wolfgar was his like dash, like when you press B, like Dritz will do that. His was kind of slow, so I don't think he'd be able to navigate that. Like I know he couldn't get past. Oh, I got some gold from smashing that barrier. Like I know he couldn't get through some of the ice spikes. Earlier in the very first act of the very first like mission in the game. Because his movement speed was just slow enough that the heat that you needed to get through them safely would wear off, and actually almost died while trying to maneuver through that.
Crystal chunks.
Alright, so we do a little death from above. Nice parry. That's the one thing I have to get better at with this game, is learning to do like the parries. Whoa.
You force my hand.
Just one spot at one area at a time. I like to take, if I see these guys with armor, I like to take them out as quickly as possible. I like how they sometimes have, like, these dying lines. Reminds me a little bit of, like, the grunts from Halo, actually. Yeah, there is stuff there. Oh, managed to get it. Now, since this is a D&D based video game, like, you use the D&D license, uses the characters, yeah, there's that green haze that hangs around for a second or so. Because we're looking at, like, Dungeons & Dragons stuff, yeah, I totally walked through that too soon. I am considering, like, trying to open up, like, I try to make some of these streams interactive, like the Dragon Age one that I'm doing. I'm doing, like, polls to see, like, what decisions I make throughout the game. There's not really a ton of decisions to make in this game. I guess I could have done, like, which of the 3 sections do I go for first. But honestly, I just want to sort of take them in what feels like the intended order. But I thought it might be kind of fun to just talk about some of the just D&D books that I have. Kind of, I guess you could call them like an informal review. They're based more on my memories of them. Like, I'm not going to read the books, like, thoroughly ahead of time or anything. But I just thought it might be kind of fun to discuss some of the books. And then, you know, we get some more, you know, once this starts to grow a bit more and we get a few more people in the chat, and if I can start streaming at a more decent time of day, instead of midnight my time, or like 11 p.m. Eastern time, you know, it might be fun to have a little bit more of an, like, interactive thing where, you know, if I start discussing a book, you know, we can sort of go over, you know, our own personal thoughts or experiences with it. I don't know, I just thought it might be kind of fun. So, the one that I was thinking of today, mainly just because we're playing, like, as, you know, very powerful characters, like the Companions of the Hall, or, even though I don't think they've ever been actually depicted as epic level, you know, they've always been pretty high-level characters. Ow. So I thought it might be a little bit fun, just to sort of talk about, like, my experiences or my thoughts on the old 3rd edition 3.0, actually, Epic Level Handbook. It is a book that I will probably do a review for at some point, because I want to do a series of videos. Actually, I started a series of videos, but I want to, like, do a future installment on the Epic Level Handbook, and, like, the series of videos on YouTube was, like, if the book was as bad as I remember. Right? Because a lot of the times with, like, books that you don't like, you know, especially, like, I'm looking at the 3rd edition books, 20 years, you know, almost 20 years or 20 plus years for some of them, it can be a long time to go from, like, oh, I just didn't like that book, or I didn't care for it, to really building it up in your own mind as being, like, super, super bad, right? Like, the only things you can think about was how much you didn't like the book, so you start to think that it must have been really bad if the only thing I can remember of it was how much I didn't like it. And I looked at the Psionics Handbook, the 3.0 Psionics Handbook, as the first video in that series, because it was one that I never actually owned until, like, within the last couple of years. But I remember borrowing it, and I remember really disliking it. But again, like, over almost 20 years, gives you a lot of time to make a mountain out of a molehill, right? So, like I said, so for the Epic Level Handbook, in this stream, I guess I'll just talk a little bit about what I remember my impressions being. Okay, now we got to jump over there. I was gonna say, I hope I didn't miss anything yet. So, in 3rd edition 3.0, and it is sort of important to distinguish those, like, 3.0 from 3.5. But in 3.0, the Forgotten Realms campaign setting, damn it, the Forgotten Realms campaign setting actually had some rules for epic level characters. It was pretty bare bones, right? It wasn't anything like super in depth, but you had some rules. So like each time you gained a level, you could gain certain things. It was like you could gain +1 to an attack, or you could gain +1 to your saves, I think. You could gain like extra spells, I want to say, as well. Okay, this is something I'm really bad at. Is if I don't want to make too much progress because I'm trying to find some optional stuff here. But so anyway, so the Forgotten Realms epic level rules were not bad. You know, it was something that was meant to be like a stopgap. Okay, so this guy is protected and really aggressive. But he's protected by the spellcaster, so I have to kill the spellcaster so that he loses concentration, which is a 5th edition mechanic, on that barrier spell. So now he is vulnerable. So, like, I like those rules, and if you had the 3.0 Forgotten Realms campaign setting, you would see, like, in certain stat blocks, like Elminster, and some of the other characters, that they would have, like, you know, Wizard 10, Archmage 10, Epic 5. So when Wizards of the Coast announced that they were actually releasing a book specifically for like an expanded epic level rule set, I was interested. I don't want to necessarily say excited, but I was interested in what they were going to do. So I ended up picking it up, so I got the book. And I was not impressed. So others may really like that book, and there may be people that, you know, that may be their favorite 3rd edition book. I'm not going to, like, you know, my opinion isn't any more important than anybody else's. But in my own personal experience, I really did not like that book. So my memories of it, and this is the important thing, so when I get to the Is It As Bad As I Remember video, my memories of it was a book where you had, like, the monster manual section, where you had monsters that were, you know, challenge ratings, you know, 25, 20, you know, like 20, like 21, 22, 23, you know, like up to, like, you know, 25, 26, maybe a 30, and then it went up to, like, it shot up from, like, 30 to, like, CR 50, right? It's just something ridiculous. You had the Hecacondrates, the 100-handed one, who could literally kill pretty much any god in the Deities and Demigods book. Like, they were that powerful. Later editions definitely nerfed the Hecacondrates, but I just remember, like, it just felt like a little too much. So you had things like Force Dragons, where they're, like, when they were, like, young or very young, their challenge rating was just as high or almost as high as the Great Worm Red Dragons. And it's like, you know, really, come on. You know, the Red Dragon is like the iconic, you know, supposedly, like, most powerful dragon that you can encounter in the D&D game. And you have this, like, adolescent Force Dragon that was more powerful. So I didn't care for stuff like that. A lot of the feats in that book also were, like, things that would just give you, like, huge bonuses to stuff. Like, the Paladin's Smite Evil. It would, like, every time you took the feat, it doubled the level. That, like, you would double your level. And, like, the stacking things that double in 3rd edition D&D was also, like, kind of annoying, basically. So, like, it would double your level, and then if you took it again, instead of doubling your level, you would just add your full level again to it. But you just had a lot of those feats that were kind of unbalanced, and in the regular rule set, like, feats like that would be something where you could only ever take it once. Whereas in the epic level system, you could take those feats multiple times, and you just apply the effects every single time. So it just felt a little, much for me. Like, it just felt a little overpowered. See if I can get somebody in there. Oh, we got one guy. But I remember being super disappointed, or like, just what was the point of a lot of the monsters, because they were either close enough to 20th level challenge rating that, you know, a non-epic level party could conceivably take them in a fight, to like the party has to be like, you know, 40th, 50th level in order to challenge any of these things. So it just felt like there wasn't a great balance there. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So anyone else that has, like, you know, first-hand experience with the Epic Level Handbook in 3rd edition, you know, let me know for sure. I will say, like, 4th edition D&D, I think, did a better job of incorporating epic levels, because it was literally built into the core system of the game. And they had a very clear design intent with epic levels, like with each of the 4th edition adventuring tiers. You know, there were very specific things that you were kind of expected to be able to do. So I think they incorporated that a little bit better. I would be interested also to see if they ever decide to do something like epic level rules for 5th edition, like going beyond 20th level in 5e. Now, I've never played or run a campaign where they've gotten that high, and I wonder how many people have really played campaigns from beginning to end where they reached that epic cemetery, where they reached like max level. I've only ever had it happen in, well, I've had it happen, I guess, in 3 campaigns, and they were all 3rd edition. So I had a 3.5 game that I was running. It started as like a standard size group. At one point there were 11 players that wanted to be a part of it, although only like 4 would ever be consistently able to make it. But you had to design everything as if like you had to plan for everyone being there, which sucked. So it actually eventually made its way down to just a single-player campaign with a buddy of mine on Twitch, Kamikaze Kid. And it was actually a really fun campaign. He was playing a paladin, and had a lot of fun with that. He got to epic levels, and he took the epic smiting feat a couple of times, because why wouldn't you? Like, you know, again, it's pretty powerful. And then I had my Shackled City campaign, which was one of the Dungeon Magazine, the Paizo era Dungeon Magazine adventure paths. It was the first one, actually. That one got to level 20... I think that got to level 21. I think I let the players reach 21st level. So they got to, like, take that one epic level feat, basically. And then the same thing with Age of Worms, which was the second adventure path in Dungeon Magazine during the Paizo era. And I'm currently just a couple weeks away. Come on, pick it up. Just a couple weeks away from the second session of my 3.5 Savage Tide campaign, which I'm really enjoying. I actually had a lot of fun running that. One of my YouTube subscribers joined the group with some of my regulars, and you know, hopefully we didn't scare him off. He responded to an email where we had to reschedule for like a week later than we originally planned. So, and he responded positively. So I guess we didn't scare him off yet, which is good. But yeah, that was a ton of fun. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything else up here. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's everything. And I'm probably going to do the same thing in that campaign as well. Let the players get the 21st level. I want to say that the discussion of players reaching epic levels was actually part of that campaign. Because you do some pretty big stuff by the end. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Didn't work out so good for us last time. Boy, that's because that himbo, Kessel, didn't know what he was doing. That's why we got to find him. Right, because we know what we're doing.
Oh, the banter.
I defend these lands.
So what is kind of neat about this game's story, which isn't a super deep story, obviously, being like a hack and slash. Whoops. That's not what I meant to hit. But like you saw Acker Kessel being like collected by these cultists. And obviously, like, they're undead. Or at least their leader is absolutely undead. And I suspect, I could be wrong, but I suspect that they're going to turn Mr. Kessel into a lich. So if they do that, it'd be sort of a neat little tie-in, because... Oh, that's where I came. Okay, cool. Because... Oh, I want to get over there somehow. Okay. Because I said because 3 times now. But basically, in the 5th edition playtest era, the D&D Next playtest. Actually, I just got to take another quick drink here to stay cool. Just give me. All right, that non-specified beverage was very delicious. So in the lead up to D&D 5th edition, during the D&D Next playtest, there were 2 modules put out that were basically developed by authors, like from the novels, and one of them was called, I think it was Legacy of the Crystal Shard, which was done by R.A. Salvatore, and it takes place in Icewind Dale, in the Icewind Dale region. Alright, we are going to do that. It takes place in the Icewind Dale region, and both of the D&D Next playtest scenarios that were available for retail, so Murder in Baldur's Gate and Legacy of the Crystal Shard, had like a 3-villain system, where you could sort of, the players could sort of choose which one they interact with, or which story they kind of want to pursue. Or as the DM, you know, if you wanted to control that, you could as well, I guess. But one of the villains is the lich form of Acker Kessel. And I don't think the lich form of Acker Kessel appears in the novels. It's been a long time since I read Servant of the Shard, which is where like the companions of the Hall discover the Crystal Shard, and the like their journey to destroy it, which leads directly into the Sellswords trilogy of books as well. But it's just a neat, if they do that, it would be like a very neat bit of continuity. So I kind of like that. Or I hope they do that. I guess I shouldn't say that I know for sure yet, because I haven't seen it yet, but that looks like what they're doing. They're turning him into a lich or into an undead. So, kind of cool stuff. Oh, let's... Okay, so I can go through there. Now, some of the... Can I just jump down? I think I can just jump down. So some of the optional quests in this game, like destroy the supplies or find the like dwarven tankards, I've never been able to finish those ones yet. I'm always like 1 or 2 short. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to find them all here. Just pop back up. I want to make sure I haven't missed anything up here either. So one of the things I do like about this game, and I know it's not something that I don't think gets talked about a lot, but there is actually some pretty decent little bits of exploration that you can do. Right, so there's secrets that you can find. There's areas off the beaten path. Whoa. I did not. He must have popped out when I smashed that. Or maybe he smashed that fence. Oh, that's the guy that took a bite out of the goblin that fell into the Mortal Kombat pit. Okay, stop that. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's a little buggy, but the bodies don't last very long, so that's not something I would consider to be personally like game breaking or something that would prevent me from wanting to play this game more. But I will admit, you know, some of the larger enemies, if they get hung up on the geography or the level geometry, they do kind of glitch out a bit. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, a lot of AAA games do the same thing, so I can't fault one game for something that I would overlook in another, right? Gotta be fair, gotta be consistent. I do hope I find that goblin.
That should be all the explosives.
I do hope I find that goblin. Alright. Another big fight here. Oh, I got... dang it, I got too close to his poisonous barf. I remember another, like, one of the... whoops. That's just straight up poison. I do remember, like, one of the... like, one of the complaints was that, like, this game... Oh, come on, I missed? Was that, like, the game doesn't... Like, it doesn't take itself seriously, or, like, there's... Like, I don't know, I guess humor, or, like, it's, like, a more lighthearted game with the way they depict the characters. Especially if you saw, like, the ads. Dang it, get out of there. Okay, potion, please. Because I had, like, Wolfgar doing, like, the Leroy Jenkins thing. Which I know people didn't like, although, to be fair, even though this game takes place, obviously, earlier in the timeline, after the Companion Codex novels, where the characters come back, like where they're basically reincarnated in other bodies and given like these new lives, Wolfgar was very much like that. He was just someone who, like, he already lived his life. He lived his life. He died honorably as the leader of the tribe of the Elk. So when he came back, it was basically like, you know, he didn't feel that like there were going to be consequences, essentially, for him. Like, he wasn't afraid of dying because he'd already done that, and he sort of almost wanted to go back, you know, to his well-deserved, you know, final rest. But speaking of the companions and the way that things ended for them, what was the name of that trilogy? It was like the Orc King, the Pirate King, and the Ghost King. The Transitions trilogy. There was some pretty powerful stuff in those, like with some of the characters dying, Brunor dying in Gonalgrim, before they came back, obviously, because of like the timeline jump from 3rd to 4th. They kind of had to do that because the novels had to be set in the modern era, the current era. But like some of the deaths were, they got to me. I'm not gonna lie, they got to me. I didn't, you know, I wasn't like super emotional, but I remember just feeling like those are some powerful moments. Like Catti-brie being driven insane by the spell plague, and then like being taken away by Myliki. Okay, listen, I've had enough of that. Like getting to say, like getting to spend that one last moment with Drizzt, like in like a lucid, aware state, and then that being like the end, and then her basically being spirited away. It was a powerful moment. I'm not gonna lie. It was really well written. Oh, okay. I always wondered what silence, like, if there was any negative effects with silence, but now I know. It actually doesn't allow me to use my abilities, like the clouded daggers and stuff. That's good to know.
This one will take some effort.
All right, let's do that. Oh, he's just outside of it. But he's a spellcaster. I really don't want him ensnaring someone with a shield. And he's a spellcaster. And we're just going to do that and hopefully get... Well, 2 of the 3 is not bad. Oh boy, these guys just keep popping up, huh? I could summon Guinevere, and I probably should, but I'm gonna hold off on her until I get to like one of the boss characters. If I can find the goblin, if I can find Screech the Foreman, then I will use it on him. Oh, okay. There's a little bit of a bug, or a little bit of a glitch. But again, it's just on the corpse, and they disappear within just a few seconds. So, does it feel a little unpolished when stuff like that happens? Sure. But stuff like that's definitely not limited to this game. Oh, some treasure. Alright, so that is directing me towards progress, so we don't want to do that yet. Oh, alright. We want to try to find Screech. And not saved by the bell screech. Nope. Okay. I said I'm really trying to learn the timing for parry, because I'm not great at stuff like that. Like, you could just hold the block button to block. But if you time it just right, you can do a parry, which staggers them. Which is what I prefer to do if I can get the timing right, but that's not one of my fortes. My reflexes, my gamer reflexes, are not what they used to be as I advance in years. Okay, nowhere to go down there. Or no way to get down there, probably without dying. I do hope I find Screech. I guess I could look up like a map and be sure. I'm pretty sure he's inside the Goblin Fort. So I don't think I've missed him yet. At least I hope not. Nope, I definitely missed him, because this is the final boss of the area. But that's fine. Let's get rid of the spellcaster before he can shield someone. So let's summon Guinevere. And do our cloud of daggers. And then move back before we get load up. Well, alright, that kind of sucks. I was really hoping to fight Screech. I did on my, like, non-stream playthrough. But that's fine. He gets to live. He was entertaining, I guess. So we'll let him live. And once I enter this area, I don't know if you see the little purple shimmer there on the left side, or was there. Once you enter, like, the final boss area of an act, there's usually, like, a barrier that prevents you from going back. Damage received. 666, that is metal. Melee mag there. So this is, like, another thing where you can tell, like, multiplayer was definitely the focus. Having, you know, which character was the top companion. It's, you know, I would hope, legendary, nice. I would hope that I would be the top companion, being the only character currently being played. However, if there is a way to screw that up, I'm sure I could find it. Collect gear sets to unlock unique bonuses, 3, 5, and 8. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully we can get some more items of my leaky. And I just like saying my leaky. Epic Warden Scimitar. Quick equip. And okay, nice. So we got the 2 items.
This stonework is giant crafted, but not like a part of a ruin. Like these chunks just fell from the sky.
Do I already have bracers? I don't think I already have the bracers on. So there we go. We got 3 pieces, so now we're getting some regeneration. Some hit point regeneration, which is great. Alright, let's see what we got here. Do some upgrades if we can.
What's going on, neighbor?
So the scimitar I cannot upgrade because I need epic crystals. Alright, I've got 13,000 gold, so let's... Alright, so upgrade. It's going to cost a little bit. Let's get... I can't do 6. Hold on. Alright, let's just do some of those. Okay. So we're going to upgrade those. And then we'll upgrade some of those so that we have some uncommon crystals. And then we are going to upgrade as many of those as we can. So that did take a fair amount of money. Whoops. But we're going to upgrade those scimitars. So right now we're doing 111 base damage. So let's upgrade.
Works for me.
Okay, I can't quite do the second upgrade, but I should be able to after the next section, so that's fine. We're going to go back. Bracers will be, whoops, that we currently have on. We'll definitely upgrade those because it's cheap to do so. They don't grant any other abilities. They're just basically armor because they're like the common versions, but again, that's fine. Maximum stamina bonus, so we're going to upgrade.
Now there's a look.
And upgrade that to max.
Right, looking good.
And that is upgrade as well. That's Ranger's Helm. I don't think we... Oh, right, I wanted to wear that. I should have been equipping that. I just think that looks cool. I love the purple color as well. So let's not forget to equip that this time.
The address.
Oh, I think I had a feat too that I needed to spend. So what was that? Under Helm. There we go. Move. moves. Okay, I think I unlock those as we move on in the game. Do I have a point to spend? I guess maybe I don't. Or do I? Let's see. Yes, I do. Okay. So what's this? Elemental resistance. Increase usables by 1. Increases HP when getting raised, so that's not going to help me, because I think that's sort of like a multiplayer mechanic. Let's go back to the Hunter. So I've got that one. 10% physical bonus for 5 seconds. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, cool. And yeah, so we're upgraded.
I know nobody asked. I'm just saying.
Alright, so our character's looking pretty sweet. I know character models were sort of a point of contention, I think, for some people. I think they look pretty cool. You know, their interpretations of them.
Goblin. Emperor Hamburg, he called himself. This goblin claimed to have found the shard. But what his goblin horde was constructing was no crystal tower. There was only one way into the canyon where Hamburg was building his tower. Its entry was held by Goffin's door. But the door's runestone locks were scattered across Rugrib's quarter. And so before we stormed the tower, we would recover the runestones, engage those locks on Goffin's door, and seal Hamburg in.
Alright, Goffin's door. Not gonna lie, I love doing the dash like that. It brings me back to the good old days of playing Ocarina of Time on the N64 and just rolling everywhere because I thought that was the fastest way to get around. If I would have known about backwards walking, that would have changed something, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I do some backwards walking now, like if I play it nowadays. Not that I try to speedrun anything, because I'm definitely not good enough to do that. I just play games to have fun. Like I don't like getting stressed out by something that's supposed to be enjoyable.
Time to take them down a notch.
Oh, so this so one of my friends pointed out that I seem to have a tendency to like walk into the traps, like that one there. Right, because I'll do that and like go to set it off. So, you know, it's not that I don't see them or that I'm being reckless. The reason that I do that is because like they're just one-time things. Like they don't respawn, or if they do, it would be like after you take a short rest somewhere else, and I'm not coming back to the area. But it just makes going back through them easier. And it's usually slow enough because again I'm playing single player. It's usually a slow enough activation time that I can get out of the way. I have been caught a couple times, but that was usually my own carelessness. But that's why. It's my way of just deactivating the traps so I don't have to worry about them later. Okay, that definitely looks like extra treasure. And we do like treasure. See? So I won't have to worry about those traps coming back through. I'm pretending that I'm being smart. And if I say it with enough confidence, then people might be inclined to think that it's a good idea. Alright, some more crystals. I do love smashing the crystals. Like I said, I just like, I don't know, I don't want to say OCD because, you know, like, claiming stuff like that I think takes away from people that genuinely suffer from it. But I will say I have sort of an obsession with smashing anything that is smashable in these types of games. I just love it. Like I said before, the one thing that I did find amusing in D&D Daggerdale was the Cooper, the dwarven barrel maker, who was like, you know, who keeps smashing all my barrels? When I know fully well who it was that was smashing the barrels. As in, like, Vince McMahon, power, higher power. And higher power, by the way, is a reference to sort of a botch. Oh, you can destroy those. Cool. It was sort of like a botch promo, but yeah, it was sort of like the, you know, it was me, Austin. I wish I could have done that reveal, like have a dialogue option where I just tell him that I'm the one that smashed the barrels and that I'll do it again. That was stupid. I shouldn't have walked into that. Alright, short rest available, so yeah, I can actually destroy these. I don't think I get anything for them, but that's cool. I like that. Take a short rest, grab another drink. All right, nice and smooth. All right. Now, I am part of me is kind of tempted, like if I had the ability to, because I don't think it's available anymore. Like, I know with the Series X, there are certain things that if you had downloaded them, if they're still available, like on Marketplace, then you can just re-download them without having to pay for them again. Like, I did that with some of the Dragon Age Origins DLC. But part of me almost, and I know that part of me would immediately regret it, but part of me almost wants to see if I can get Daggerdale on the Series X, and stream that on Twitch. I guess because I feel like I deserve punishment for something. I don't know. I want to ruin my own. I guess I want to challenge the whole game should be fun mantra. I guess, I don't know. But if I could, it might make for an entertaining time. I did actually do like a really crude couple of videos, like Let's Play videos, on YouTube, like the old-fashioned style of like Let's Plays, where the only, you know, equipment that I had was my video camera, which I had to point at the TV. But I did play a little bit of Daggerdale on that, and it was a time. I don't know what else I can say. I mean, I want to be more positive, but it was a time. I guess if I could, it would definitely provide sort of a contrast as to why... There's a parry. As to why I really, you know, do look at this game quite favorably. Where's that short rest? Because that is my, like, basis of comparison. And I know I kind of talked about it in the first video. I don't want to repeat myself too much. I mean, I know that I'm still building, like, a Twitch audience, and this is the first one of these, like, commentary-enabled videos. That I'm going to be uploading to YouTube for Dark Alliance. I'm just gonna do that. And get rid of you guys. But, But yeah, I mean, just Daggerdale is just so bad. So again, if a game's better than Daggerdale, then I will look at it favorably. Because that's my baseline. That's what I compare everything to. If the bar is set, like, on the floor, and as long as a game can step over it, then it's fine. I will say, I am looking super forward to... Can I destroy that? I can. Cursed, dang it. There's got to be a way to deal with that, right? Or do I just dart over it? Well, you know what? I got health regen now. Bad idea, bad idea. Potion. Okay, yeah, no, I guess standing on that platform doesn't help. Dang it. But I do have health regen, so that will come back. Am I stupid? Is there just going to be something here that I can do? Yep, I am. So I should be able to smash that. Now, I will admit, I actually did not come down to this area in my last playthrough of this. So, yeah, so like I said, like Daggerdale's is the measuring stick, the beat up, numbers worn off, crooked measuring stick, inaccurate, and in the wrong denominations for me as a Canadian, that I base everything off of. Now, while this is like, you know, this is like the action RPG, so again, I don't expect much from this one. Dang it, I was hoping I could jump that. Well, I'm not expecting like a whole lot in terms of like rules accuracy or, you know, stuff like that from this one. I am really looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3. And that one, Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that I would expect to be more rules accurate. Mainly because the Baldur's Gate games, like the PC ones, like Tales of the Sword Coast, Shadows of Amn, those were pretty close to like simulating 2nd edition AD&D rules. So, and I believe, from what I've heard, it is meant to be much closer to the actual like D&D 5th edition rule set. So that's So that's one where I am gonna have those expectations for. So we'll see, I guess, when that does come out, what my opinions of that are going to be in the end. Because that, like I said, that is a game where I do have like expectations going into it. This was a game where I didn't, right? My expectation was that it wasn't going to be as bad as Daggerdale, and it wasn't. So it met my expectations, and I have fun with it. Like, I actually do have fun with this game. It's not something like that I would want to sit down and play for 6 hours straight. Like doing these streams in roughly like 2-hour chunks, maybe a little over 2 hours, because I do want to do the full Goblin Shard arc in this stream. But you know, it's a fun game to sit down and play for half an hour to an hour. The act structure makes it very easy to get into and out of, which is the part that I like about it.
I'm not too proud to beg.
Well, it didn't matter because you already died. So yeah, like, you know, I think this is a game that's best enjoyed in, you know, relatively short bursts. Because, like, hack and slash games in general will feel repetitive the longer you play them. or just like, you know, sort of combat heavy games. Like, and I know people are going to hate me for making this comparison, but having like an attack system that has like a strong attack, a weak attack, and like a, you know, a block and parry mechanic. Recently, with Game Pass, one of the games on there, at least at the time that I'm streaming this, whoa, get away from the edge, is Batman Arkham Knight, which is a game I never got to play because it did that thing where it was the, like, conclusion to a game series that jumped console generations and never had the courtesy to also port that final chapter to the system, or the systems that, like, the other 3 previous games were on. But, like, I do find the combat in that to be kind of repetitive as well, right? Because it's kind of the same thing. You've got your strong attacks, you have your weak attacks, you have enemies that will take turns attacking you. And while the combat system is beyond a shot nice, you dummy. While the combat system in the Batman game is beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know, vastly superior to this one. So I'm not going to say that, you know... Can I still trigger that? Yes, I can. I did that for science. While the, you know, the Batman Arkham games, like, the combat is vastly superior. Like, it's you know, much more developed because, you know, they had several games to do that in.
Coffin's door won't open until all the runestones are recovered.
I still do find it to be a little bit, like, I can only play that game for short spurts. Right? And this is the same thing. Like, I feel the same way about this game as I do that. Like, in terms of, you know, is this a game that I want to sit down and play for 6 hours straight? And the answer is no. And that's not a game that I want to play for 6 hours straight either. You know, there's these days, there's not a ton of games that I want to do that with. Anyway. The closest ones would be stuff like, you know, Breath of the Wild, or things where you can do, like, a ton of exploring. Even going back and, like, because I recently downloaded Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 for the Switch. And, man, like, talk about an awesome port. The home console versions of those games, just they run so smooth. I mean, I love the controller interface. You can just use the thumbstick to actually guide the characters. You don't have to keep clicking on the map where you want them to go. It's a thing of beauty. Like, it's the only way that I'm going to play those games going forward, personally. But even those games, you know, after an hour or so, it's like, okay, you know, I've had fun, but I'm gonna put this away for a while. Okay, all right, hey, get out of the way here. Okay, I need to do something about you because you're becoming a real nuisance. So even those games are ones that I can only spend a little bit of time with. So, you know. So again, that's another thing that adds to, you know, why I like this game, why I'm okay with it, why certain gameplay elements that others really don't look fondly on, why they don't bother me, is because most games these days I just play in chunks anyway. You know, I'll sit down and play for an hour or something. A lot of the games that I like to play are rated M for mature, so when our province was in our second lockdown, recently we just actually started lifting those restrictions again. So we were locked down again for a few months. I couldn't play any of the games that I normally would, so the few that I was playing, again, I could only play for an hour or so. So, you know, the gameplay in this, you know, hack and slash, is it repetitive? Sure. But am I going to spend a long time playing it? No. Whoops, that was my fault. Anyway, I guess I'm back where I want to be anyway. So yeah, I guess I know I defend this game a lot, and I guess it's just because someone has to.
But it didn't stop the goblins moving in from above.
And as I go further into it, if I do start to like find things are not as fun as they were, like they are for me right now, I mean, you guys will definitely get to see that, because I'll be playing it in front of people and then uploading the videos to YouTube, so it'll be there. But for now, really enjoying this. Once again, though, fully admitting that because I'm playing this on the Series X, I may not run into a lot of the issues that the other previous console generations had. I think I can make that jump, right? Yeah. I don't think I saw this area when I was playing just personally either, so... Oh, maybe I did, because that looks like it's important. Yeah, never mind. I was here before. Alright, what are we at? 7 of 15 mugs. I know I'm not going to get them all. I wish I could, but I know I'm not going to get them all. Yeah, no, I definitely remember that section, because when I was playing through the first time, I just jumped my way through the spikes, and then I found the lever to deactivate them afterwards. Which sounds about on par with my pathfinding skills. Having mentioned Pathfinder, or pathfinding, another game that I do really want to get as well is Pathfinder Kingmaker. Because I've heard that that is actually a really good game. I heard it's kind of like Baldur's Gate-esque too. Alright, where are we? Oh, I think... Okay, no, they're just deactivated now. So that would be another fun game to pick up and stream as well. Especially for like when I re-upload these to YouTube, because they're in line with. All right, we're gonna call for some help here. Nice, got him. The only thing I wish with Guinevere is that she would appear solid. Like, I like the, the astral form is cool, but it'd be kind of nice also if we could just see her as she's normally depicted. Okay, invisible, can't go that way. Just want to make sure. And since this is going on YouTube, because I know, like, comments, I don't think the comments that would appear on stream, I don't think they stay. I haven't actually gone and like rewatched the videos that the streams that I've done here on Twitch. So for people watching this when I upload it to YouTube, if I do get Kingmaker, what character should I make? Like, what, race class combination should I do? I know that it's, I believe, I say I know and then I immediately backtrack, but I'm pretty sure that Pathfinder Kingmaker is based on Pathfinder 1E.
More foes to fell.
Oh, we'll get that archer out of the way. Okay, I probably should have saved Guinevere for this one, but that's, that's fine. So one interesting thing in this game is that friendly fire is a thing that can happen. so enemies can accidentally hit each other. I actually had a boss fight. I think it was in the last stream, actually. Well, maybe it was. Or maybe it was just when I was playing personally, just to get somewhat acquainted with what happens in the game. So that I can do a worse job when I actually get to, when I actually do the live stream, because that sounds about right, you know, for Let's Play videos, right? Like, once you're committed to camera, and there's actually, like, a visual record, all the stuff you do in practice. So there, you see, like, he's actually taking hits from the arrows. So I actually had a boss fight where you were fighting two boss characters at the same time, and one of them actually ended up... I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Take this. And one of them actually, like, delivered the killing blow on the other. So I thought that was kind of cool. I hope that the same wouldn't be true. Jesus, this guy's got a lot of health. I hope the same wouldn't be true for co-op, for like players, because that would suck. Like, that reminds me of, like, you know, Double Dragon Game B, right, or whatever the one was where you could actually hurt each other. That stuff was always a friendship ender. Yes, I'm gonna kill you. In fact, I did. Alright, another short rest, another opportunity for me to rehydrate, so to speak. Alright, well, we finished that particular receptacle of beverage off. So I may have to take a quick break if it gets too warm in here, to grab another drink. So I still want everything to be, like, nice and cold when I first started, anyway. Especially with unspecified beverages of that type, you really want them to be cold. Oh, okay, that's showing progress, because it's leading me in that direction. So, hold on. Again, there is an optional boss fight, and I really don't want to miss this one too. Although I can't remember if I actually got it in the first time I played either. Like my solo run. Or, not solo run, I mean, this is technically a solo run, but my unstreamed run.
Enemies of the Dale! Why do I have to fight a drow?
Well, that's not very nice of you. You didn't have to fight a drow, you chose to. Oh, there's one. Okay, let's quickly. Just make sure there's no... Okay. Let's make sure there were no dwarven mugs there. So this is what I'm talking about, like, you know, the very opening, like, cutscene had this white dragon, you know, attacking some of the enemies. So we're probably going to fight a white dragon in this game, which we also did in the original Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. So, like I said, the first time through, like, it's a nice little, you know, some narrative cohesion, even if it's completely unintentional, or based solely on the fact that it's, like, just coincidence because it's Icewind Dale versus, like, the Sunset Mountains in Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. But yeah, so you had those, like, icicles or ice spikes. And you have to find warmth in order to be able to walk over them without them dealing ridiculous amounts of damage to you. Alright, speaking of warmth, so this is how you find it. You find, like, these giant swords that are stuck in the ground and set on fire. Okay, no, can't interact with that. Was it just gold here? Yeah, so I just took a bunch of damage there. Alright, just make sure there's nothing else hidden in here. Nope, okay, I think we're good there. And I don't think there's anything there, but let's just check it out anyway. Nope, okay, cool. Alright, I think we're good for this area. Alright, I'm pretty sure we missed the optional boss fight here as well. That's alright. It's not a big deal, but this does feel very end of the chapter to me.
Come, goblins, meet your end.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I think this was actually the fight that I was talking about earlier, when I was playing by myself, like not on stream, where there was friendly fire that ended up. Okay, there's 3 boss fighters here now. I think that's a little excessive, don't you? Okay. And again, people saying that the AI just waits around and does nothing. Maybe at the very beginning, but once a fight gets going, it gets pretty intense. Oh wait, Dwarf Mug, even though I didn't come anywhere near to getting all 15. So I definitely missed a section. Yeah, see, his slam attack hit, and his spear attack hit poor old Froglub Frostgrip. Alright, just Nigland the Slurper left to go through here. Oh, Blink, I think that just increases my defense.
Stands against me.
Alright, yeah, okay, so yeah, we missed the optional boss fight there again, but that's fine. That is fine. We got Mr. Frost Grip.
I do it all for the Dale and my friends.
Alright, just took advantage of the the tally screen to just go grab another drink out of the fridge. This is just a regular drink. Nothing where it has to be nondescript. I will say that, like, I was tempted to leave the fan on, at least when I was starting the stream, but I don't. I decided against it because I don't want it necessarily, like, blowing into the microphone. But summer's going to get a lot hotter in this province. in this apartment. So I may have to start doing that, because I find it really warm now. Like this apartment usually runs a good 10 degrees hotter than whatever the temperature is outside. Will this give me an extra piece? It must, right?
2, 3. What? Where's? Oh,
Dragon's Bane, okay.
there's the fourth one. Nobody panic. It's fine.
Alright, so how many pieces of... Yeah, okay, so I got 5 pieces now, so that's gonna, like, give me even more regeneration. So we are gonna go with that, even though the item's a common version, so it doesn't really have any great abilities. We're still gonna go with it. And it looks like I've got some pretty decent crystals, too.
I got all kinds of good stuff.
So, upgrade.
Shiny. Now
And upgrade. And that was totally the wrong item. Gosh dang it.
nice.
That's fine.
Shiny.
I don't think I had another... Perfect.
You can thank me later.
So my swords are fully upgraded. Yeah, I don't think I had another uncommon item that I was looking to increase anyway. So you know what, let's just upgrade this ring. Oh, I guess there's that one. But I'm not wearing that one right now. Let's just upgrade this too, because it's not going to cost very much.
Nicely. Now you might not die so fast.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Alright, skins. Do I mess with the skins on anything? Yeah, I can't even change the skin on that one anyway. I don't think I can change the skin on anything I have anyway. So I guess there's no point. I was never big into, like, you know, gaming skins and stuff like that to begin with. It always felt like it was really superfluous. Alright, so we're going to put our strength up to 10. Eventually what I want to do is get strength, dex, and con up to 10, and then we'll start worrying about the other levels as we go, or the other stats as we go. But I should have another feat that I can take. So, 15% physical bonus damage for airborne attacks. Increases... Oh, drops by 1. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that right now. I guess we're probably just going to stick with... What's this one again? Elemental resistance bonus. Let's go with this one. And then see what we could start. See what we could start unlocking from there. Alright, so we're going to do one more section for this particular stream. So we're into our Goblin Shard Act 3.
We had sealed Hamburg within his canyon, but left unchecked, he would eventually break free. If that happened, all of 10 towns would suffer raids from his goblin horde. And so now was the time to assault his throne room. Once Hamburg was defeated, we would tear down his tower and restore dignity to at least this part of the Dwarven Valley.
There we go. So yeah, like I said, everything takes place in a very, you know, within the Icewind Dale region, relatively geographically close to each other.
Think Regis is going to be back soon? He has the best.
Oh yeah, I still wanted to try a thing with Brunor to see if, like in the very opening dialogue, you learn about Regis, or they say something about Regis and the characters respond. I want to see if Brunor calls him Rumblebelly. I think we got a cutscene here too, actually. Oh, no, I guess we don't. Okay. If we did, I was actually going to take advantage of that opportunity to quickly go use the bathroom, but we're good. We'll make it.
Yet he must have some power to keep so many goblins under his sway.
So again, this is the closing act in a scenario, so there's no side quests, which I guess is fine because I haven't done any of the side quests in any of the other things today either. So it kind of sucks. I regret that I just didn't navigate the levels properly. But again, like I said, that's one of the kind of cool things about this particular game is that you'll have stuff like that, right? Like you'll have side quests that require you to explore the entire area to accomplish. Which, you know, I guess it's similar for a lot of these types of games, but a lot of the D&D ones really never had that. Right? Like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, I don't think ever really had any optional side quests like that you had to like go off the beaten path. Like those games were pretty linear. That said, I know I could be completely and totally wrong. It's been a long time since I played Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. So that one might have a little bit more of that. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but just, you know, be nice about it. Because we're looking at, yeah, that was me not being fast enough. Because it's been like over a decade. Easily over a decade. Since the last time I played Dark Alliance 2. I kind of regret giving that away with my original Xbox. The reason that I did that was because the emulation for original Xbox games on the 360 wasn't the greatest, and Dark Alliance 2 suffered from a ton of slowdown, like a ton of it, to the point where I just couldn't play it. So I don't know if that would still be the case, like, if it's one of the backwards compatible games even. I really don't know that either, because it's, like, OG Xbox, right? Oh god, if I just say OG, I'm a 38-year-old man. We'll blame that on the non-specified beverage. Alright, yeah, so these archers are just the worst. Like, the Dwarga archers are annoying too. These guys are right along lines there. Where's my camp? There it is. So, yeah, we'll take the rest. Oh, we gotta get that relief. I believe you can actually, like, look at those in between acts. I might try that next stream, actually. Just to see, because I haven't actually really looked at them. I mentioned in my Dragon Age stream that I'm not super great at reading all of, like, the world building, like, you know, codex or journal entries or things like that you might find. So it's something I should strive to do a little bit more of. Because, I mean, like, the developers and designers, you know, they spent time and effort like, writing all the stuff and coming up with the lore. The least I can do is take a few minutes to read at least, you know, some of it.
More foes to fell.
Yeah, so those guys became aware of me. They didn't start attacking right away, but they're going to. Hey, 10 gold. Now, also, apparently, if you time your strikes with a little more precision, I guess you could say, or care, you can actually, like, you'll do more damage. Or maybe that's just while I'm cloaked in shadow like that. I don't know. Oh, get to him before the combo wears out. Yeah. Nice. Another quick short rest. Okay, sorry. I thought I was. I thought for a second my laptop wasn't muted because I have laptop up in case there's comments in the stream. But I think it's just the TV's not fully muted. That must be what it is. Or maybe these headphones just do a better job at surround sound than I thought. Anyway, it's unimportant. I just wanted to make sure that I was worried that something might have gotten picked up, like a echo or a feedback, which I try to avoid. Like, I'm using the Xbox Series X to stream, so I don't have a ton of options available to me. Like, I can't do like the custom stream starting soon stuff, or like, you know, like the quick break screens or stuff like that. There's a program I can download to try that, but I don't want to get... I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm not sure I want to dive that deep into things right now. So at the very least, I want to make sure that I'm not having other stuff getting picked up on the stream. Like the audio from the TV or from my laptop affecting the already, like, minimal quality of my stream. Oh, gotta get out of there. Gotta get out of there. Thank you. Okay, where's this archer? There they are. Okay. Let's deal with you guys. I'm really starting to get annoyed by you. Alright, and there we go. I think that was all of them. Yep. I don't have the arrows indicating where they are anymore. So, we gotta look for some treasure. There's some treasure. Yeah, it really is these headphones. I just bought like the $50 Canadian, just the Turtle Beach Xbox compatible headset from EB Games, and yeah, it actually, I've never really noticed, but it actually does a pretty interesting job of like creating a surround sound effect. So there you go. It's just the corded Turtle Beach basic headset. So there's I guess my plug for that. I guess I didn't really notice it when I was doing Dragon Age, because I don't think Dragon Age is really set up well for surround sound, where a lot of newer games are, because they just kind of expect, I guess, more people to have stuff like that. Because I mean, the prices for these things do go down, right? Over time. Like I remember when the original Xbox was one of the cheapest DVD players out there. Even with having to buy... Okay. Okay. Alright. Hold on. We gotta do something about this here. Even with having to buy like a $50 remote control, it was still one of the cheapest DVD players out there at the time. Because DVD players were like, you know, $500, $600, $700. Which sounds crazy now, right? Because like this day and age, who buys just a regular DVD player? You know, you can get them for like $30 brand new. So I guess like it makes sense that more people have access to surround sound than like back in the era that I kind of grew up in. Alright, I don't think I'm missing too much here to explore. It is a ladder down, so we're just going to go down here. Okay, and that's just where I was. Okay, so now I know what happens if I would have gone over here. Cool. Oh, nope, treasure. It was worth it. Alright, sounds like something serious is going on up here. I believe we're about to trigger another cutscene. But before we do that, there are some more things to get. Like some crystals, and a tablet. Some more crystals. Sure, nice and enjoyable to beat up. Yeah, so I think this is going to trigger a cutscene, so... if it does, I'm just going to step away for a minute or so. You know what, I better not, because I don't know how long it's going to last. Yeah, I definitely didn't have time. But we're basically nearing the end of the stream anyway. So this boss fight is kind of cool because there are these 4 pillars basically, and there's energy radiating out from them that's actually encapsulating the would-be emperor. So each pillar is basically soul-bound to one of our emperor's servants. So in this case, we have Gorn the Disheveled. So we have to kill him to deactivate the pillar that he's connected to. So you'll see in a second here that he will... and some of the servants that, like, or some of the minions that are summoned to protect him, like, they'll disappear. But let's... oh, get out of the radius. Okay, cool. That does a ton of damage. So I don't want to get caught up in that. So the next one we have is Cruelty the Putrid. And so we'll see this pillar here, right in front of me. It should also deactivate here in a second.
This totem is neutralized.
Yep. So you see, like, the stuff above it kind of exploded, and anyway, I don't know. I just thought it's kind of a neat little fight. Because I know, like, personally, a lot of times, I might ignore the minions and just go for, like, the big, you know, the actual boss. But I technically can't do that here, because you have to defeat the specific minions in order to access the boss. And so here we have Nox the Pain Lover. So we'll help him out here. I do want to take out these guys as well, especially this frickin' archer. Alright, Mr. Pain Lover. Let's do that. And then that should take him out. So now he's upset. That Emperor Hambog. Alright, so we're going to do a couple things here. First thing we're going to do, obviously, we're going to summon Guinevere. Didn't mean to bump the microphone there. I do apologize. So Guinevere is going to do a ton of damage. Along with my Clouded Daggers, and just taking attacks. Briar. Oh, I kind of feel bad for him now. So in typical, you know, fantasy trope fashion, defeating the bad guy, the big bad, causes his tower to crumble. Another thing, like, I know people have their, like, you know, very mixed feelings about this game, but I hope we can all agree that the cutscenes look really good in this game. They look really good in this game for a game that is like a budget title. Because this is only like a $40 game. Like, it's not like here in Canada, a AAA game, like most brand new releases, they'll be like $80 to $90 plus tax. So this is only like a $40 game. So for a $40 game, I am really impressed with the graphics and the cinematics. I think are great. Alright, well, some uncommon stuff. Alright, so basically we're done the stages that we're going to go through this week. I will be back next week to do another one of these streams for this game. I do want to go through the whole thing, or at least as much as I can solo. But we will do just a little bit of housekeeping first. That way we could just sort of jump right into the action next week. So first of all, let's reveal all this fancy loot. Okay, that is better than the bracers I am currently wearing, so I'm definitely going to take that.
Shouldn't you be out there finding good stuff to sell me?
Ooh, the necklace. I don't think my necklace is Warden of Myliki. So let's equip that. And then we'll just see if we got 6. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, and the ring. Okay, so there's only one thing that we don't have now. That is Warden of Myliki, so hopefully we can get that. But I think I also leveled up. Yes, I did. Cool. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I want to get Strength 10, Dex 10, and again, I know these aren't D&D 5th edition stats, but, you know, whatever, right? It's a hack and slash. I'm okay with this. So, like I said, I wanted to get my Strength, Dex, and Con all up to 10. So that's, like, Dexterity is, like, critical chance, critical damage. Strength is obviously, like, your attacks and things. Constitution is, like, your health and hit points. So I want to get all those up to 10, and then, essentially, I'll bring Wisdom and Charisma up to 6, and then we'll just sort of, like, go through and try to bring all the stats close together, just to keep them kind of balanced. So what is the one? The Puafui or whatever. The cloak. The cloak is the one thing I have that is not Warden of Myliki. But I think we got some better. Ooh, Dexterity up 1. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna switch to the Duarden Prince, and we'll do some upgrades on that, as well as our bracers. I'm gonna focus on the bracers first, just because they're actually from the armor set that I want. So we'll take care of that. So bracers, upgrade.
Fresh. Sweet upgrade.
Okay, I might have enough to do the cloak as well, or the Puafia, or whatever you call it. Bad with stuff names like that. 7, probably not.
Sweet up.
11, I only need, what, 3 more epic or uncommon crystals? That's going to be easy enough to make, right? Upgrade material, upgrade. We'll do that. So now we got plenty of those. How many rare crystals? Okay.
See ya,
We're just going to
Drift.
do that for now.
Take a look.
And then we are going to upgrade this.
All right, looking good.
Gosh dang it. Oh no, I still have enough. Never mind. I did the wrong one. I really need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Yeah. So that's fully upgraded. And because these are just common things, they're going to be super easy to upgrade. The one that you have equipped has like the little yellow highlights on the side with the little diamonds there. I just wasn't paying attention.
Sweet upgrade.
Alright, and then the ring, which will give us, again, helps increase our armor.
All right, looking good. Now you might not die so fast.
Yep, that's the plan.
So long, Drist.
Alright, awesome. And I think we had a feat, which I completely skipped over, because I got too excited by the equipment. Okay. Oh, we do have some new stuff in the Hunter, so what's this? Opportunist, 5% physical damage bonus, I like that. 30% critical hit damage. I think we're going to go with... I think I want to go with just the base increase first, because that's going to be on everything, right? So yeah, let's unlock that. And then, yeah, I don't have any other points. Okay, cool. So we've made some progress. We finished off the Companions of the Dale. And we also completed the entire series of the Goblin Shard. So, in our next stream, we are going to tackle the Verbeeg Jamboree. So we're going to be doing that one in its completion from like Act 1, 2, and 3. And then after that, we're going to move on to Order of the One Light, which will be like the stream basically 2 weeks from now. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, as well as like anyone watching this on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this as well, and I hope you guys come back for stream number 3, where we take part in the good old Jamboree. So, you know, thanks again, everyone. I really do appreciate it, and I'm having a ton of fun on Twitch. You know I'm very like just completely novice, just starting off, but I just have a lot of fun doing this. It really takes the pressure off of doing review videos and things like that, especially this time of year. It's hard to have the energy or the concentration to do. Oh, there's a little. Okay, there's another glitch. We've got Emperor Hambog's life bar just kind of hanging out. So all right, yeah. There's a few. We've encountered a couple of glitches. We've seen some issues with enemies when they died, and we've got that. That'll disappear, though, the second I load something else, I'm sure. But, yeah, anyway. And it's just hanging out over there, too. Interesting. Yeah, so, anyway, that amused me. So, yeah, again, thank you guys very much. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you to everyone who, takes time to watch this on YouTube as well. And I will see all of you next week. So until then, take care.